What's going on, y'all? Nick here, and I'm with my brother.
This is James Eugene. You can find me on Enter Black Void on YouTube. And we are the Eugene Brothers. How's everything, Nick?
Everything's going good, man. We got a good one for y'all today. This is called Why Women Hate Indecisive Men. And please stay tuned because we got a pretty good video for y'all today.
We got a banger.
A banger. But before we start, pretty much this video is going to cover why do women instantly lose interest when a man can't make decisions. It's simple. Indecision signals weakness, uncertainty, and a lack of leadership. And that kills attraction, y'all. In this video, we're going to break down why women get turned off by indecisive men, the psychology behind it, and what you can do to fix it before it ruins your chances. Now, you guys, let's just get right into this video. Check this out.
Craziest pop the balloon interaction you will ever see.
All right, we got to pop a balloon. Why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I just didn't feel our connection. Yeah, when we were looking at each other, I think your answers were great. I think you're beautiful.
What connection were we supposed to?
I don't know. Just a.
What do you want me to do? Like.
No, squinting the eyes. Just.
So what would you prefer had happened?
I would have preferred to feel a stronger draw to you.
I think if you took a little more time to hear more of my answers, you would feel some more connection. Because I haven't broke eye contact with you once.
This is true. Let me get my balloon back. I like it. May I?
Yeah. Okay, so you want the balloon back? Okay, let's get that balloon back then.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Portia.
Nice to meet you.
There we go. Okay.
A few moments later.
All right, so we do still have an unpopped balloon here. Do you have any questions for her?
Could you describe just like what your ideal house, just like what it looks like? Just
So I have 2 cats. I'm a vet.
Yes, you're.
Okay, so the cats are in over you.
The cats are in.
2 hours later.
Your name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
Jalen, 29, and honestly, it's nothing against you. I should have matched with Portia.
Period.
You want us to bring Portia back for you?
Yeah. I would.
What the hell is wrong with this guy, bro? Oh, man.
So before we determine if we have a match here, I do want to just ask you, Jalen, why did you request for Portia to come back?
I do sense our chemistry, and I need to do a better job of stop blocking potential blessings that can come into my life. And so I did feel the vibe. I respected how you checked me, and I would like to have more conversations with you.
But I have 2 cats.
I said that because, 1, nervous, and I am allergic to cats. They got medicine now. They do.
They do.
Oh my.
What do you do?
I'm a product manager.
Okay.
Okay. You good?
I'm good.
You good?
I think I'm going to pop.
Let me hand you a pick. Okay, go ahead and pop then. Why are you popping?
Just seemed a little all over the place. I don't know, like the coming back and the, didn't seem too sure about, your answers was a little off-putting.
Okay.
2,000 years later.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I just felt a stronger connection with someone else.
1 eternity later.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Jalen, 29, and honestly, it's nothing on you. You're beautiful. Long story. Can I block my blessing?
What is the long story?
Portia, girl. That's a long story, Portia.
Sorry.
Craziest.
Wow.
Crazy. What's your thoughts?
Ooh, man, bro. So this is actually one of the craziest pop the balloons I probably ever saw in my life personally. I mean, when it was so crazy that literally when I watched it the first time, I had to stop because I was just like, I would love for the crowd to actually see my authentic reaction in real time. This dude was way too indecisive. And it's actually sad because you could see how his indecisiveness actually caused them to be paralyzed in moving forward, even in other potential, mates, right? Like everybody else that came, he kept saying it's nothing personal, but I felt like I blocked my blessing. Like if this girl was really that good in your eyes, why did you pop the balloon for something as trivial as 2 cats? Like,
No, that's the second time he popped it. The first time he popped it because of connection, which, and I hate, and with right here, with all my heart, I hate when people say they pop the balloon because of connection. What the hell? You just met me. You
yeah.
just going based on my physique, my looks, my personality. What are you talking about? Connection.
And
You
she
got to
checked him
know
on that.
somebody to get the connection.
And she checked him on that, right? Because she did say, like, you probably should have waited for more of my response.
Yes. She said, what do you want? She said, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to, lock eyes with you or something? Like, what are you talking about? And then he said, "Oh, I wasn't feeling it." Like this is exactly why both men and women lose out on their blessing because of stupid shit like this.
I agree. And the thing that's real interesting about, I think, this episode, and I hope people stay tuned to kind of witness this, is that a lot of times we tend to get on the women, right? Like, what do the women do wrong in modern dating? But this is going to be a clear example of what men do wrong, right? Like, women do not like indecisive men. And the goal is, throughout this video, we're going to peer into the psychology because it is off-putting. It truly is, right? I want to actually share a quick video real quick that maybe you guys can understand where we're coming from.
So what are you looking for in a relationship?
I'm not sure.
Listen up, fellas.
And
that's why my daughter.
My fault, y'all. Let me try again.
So what are you looking for in a relationship?
I'm not sure yet. Still not ready to settle down.
Let me
right? And
ready to settle down.
The reason why I wanted to share this was because, like, look at the guy is like, how old, right? And I couldn't find the original video because, this is this is a stitch. But the man is like, how old? And he's saying that, I don't know yet. I'm not ready to settle down. And, if there are women in the chat, even if there's men in the chat, right? Please chime in. How old do you need to be before you know what the hell you want? How long is it going to take you? Because if you obviously that was a joke, right? But I'm sure none of us are that old. But like, do you think it makes sense for you to be a grown ass man and you're here, quote unquote, dating, which and you don't know what you want? You still trying to figure out who you are, what's your likes and dislikes. Like, how do you expect yourself to lead and guide a woman if you don't know what you want? You don't know the direction you're even going.
Well,
Go ahead.
The thing is, I think people need to be very honest with themselves. When they say, like, when you see that pop the balloon, when the guy says, or when women say, I didn't feel a connection, they need to stop beating around the bush and say, I don't find you attractive. They just be authentic, because there's no way you can meet somebody and develop a connection. No. What they're confusing a connection with is attraction. That's what it is. You didn't find her initially that attractive to blow your mind and say you wanted her. That's what it is. And so you use the connection as a scapegoat. And men and women always do that. I didn't feel a connection. It's impossible to get a connection within the first time meeting somebody. It takes a long time to develop that.
So can I push back just a tad bit? Because I actually do think there are some people who do operate in that way that you're explaining. But in the case of the pop the balloon guy, right? Like, do you think he didn't find her attractive? Because in this situation, he clearly wanted it back, and he even regarded it as blocking his blessing. Right? So, I mean, and I see Mario in the chat. Shalom, my brother. He said, "Just say you're right for the night. Keep it a buck."
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's,
but you know,
let's define connection. What is a connection? And how do humans actually connect with each other? Don't you need to speak first to be drawn to the person and to be connected with somebody? I got to know your values, your interests, your beliefs, your likes, your dislikes to see if I resonate with you. That's the connection. How can you get that within just meeting that person? All you're going off is the looks of the individual.
can I? So, to your credit, right? For you to come to that realization, do you believe that it requires a certain level of maturity?
Yes.
And so, because you're saying yes, right? Then I think what's taking place is that the indecisiveness, right, as we saw in the case of that pop the balloon, right? This is a brother. He physically he's a man, right? Right? You can see the beard, right? Physically he's a man, but mentally he's still immature, and he hasn't developed because he hasn't come to the realization like, how the hell am I going to create a connection with somebody after just looking at them one time? And you see, this is the thing, right? This is why I go back, and this is going to really be on the fellas today. You desire to have a wife, you desire to have a woman, but if you're mentally still a child, you don't even know what you're looking for, like that old man we saw in the second clip. How the hell do you expect a woman to find you attractive? Because again, that woman is looking for a man, right? Sometimes you might hear a woman say, "I want a real man." Yeah. And yesterday we kind of tackled that because you were saying a real man is someone who's of age and all of that. But no, there is an aspect of it where a real man is someone who is mature in his mind. Because there's a lot of, I'm sorry I gotta say, but again, this is gonna be hard on the fellas. There's a lot of males walking around here. They have the beard. They may even have the job, but they mentally still children. They boys. They're males. They're not operating as men to actually know this is my ship, and I'm steering it in this direction. They can't articulate that. And when a woman spots that, they're looking at this like, "Yo, how the hell you want me to follow you? Where are we going? You're trying to steer us into the Bermuda Triangle?"
Yeah, you
lost. Like,
think about what she said. She said, he popped the balloon because I have the second time because I have two cats. And then she said, "Oh, hold up. I have two cats." She forgot. So what changed? You see? So she already picked up on the indecisiveness. She already picked it up. I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of women and a lot of men, they pop the balloon because they're waiting to see who is coming that's gonna look better. And that's what they're looking for. That's what they do. That's what they do. And notice every single time a woman came, he popped the balloon because he realized those girls wasn't as good as Portia.
Yeah.
And women do the same thing too.
Vivian said, "Just got here. I'm a few minutes behind." No problem, sis. Mario, like, that is the issue. We go by looks. Exactly, Mario. You hit it right on the nail. You see, because that's the thing, right? Men, don't get me wrong. There is a nature within us that naturally we desire good looks. I'm not necessarily attacking that, but when you solely base your decisions on looks, then that's when you making decisions based off of superficial things that is going to fade anyway. Like, again, you see the connections that you mentioned, James, right? Like, do we vibe? Do we have similar beliefs? Things like that. That's timeless. That doesn't get old, right? Like, if you're looking for a genuine person, a person that's funny, you don't lose your comedic humor as you get older. That's going to stay with you. but beauty, that's going to fade. So then what? The boobs that's sitting up high is gonna sag at one point in time. It's just a reality. We adults here, right? Shalom to you, Danny. Shalom to you, my brother. We have another one, right? Because there's so much we're gonna really expound on today. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Can you guys see my screen? Check this out.
And that's why my daughter understands the importance of a decisive man. I try my best to be very decisive in front of my daughter because, ladies, you got to ask yourself, if a man has not married you or made a sound decision to let you know where y'all stand and what direction y'all going in for is heading towards marriage, you got to ask yourself, is this the type of man that you want leading you? A man that can't make decisions, blind, leading the blind? If you
Before we go any further, I really want to stress on this because, bro, you don't know how many women I've spoken to on just a platonic level where they dealing with a guy and they've been with this dude for like 2, 3, 8, 9, 10 years. And they saying like, he still haven't proposed to me. I don't know. I don't know what I am to him. Have you ever heard that type of lingo?
Yeah, of course. Many times the men drag the women along for years and they don't get married. And the women have children by them. The women thinking they're gonna get married, and then their hopes are dashed.
Or sometimes they don't have children.
Yes, and their hopes and dreams are dashed because the man is just not committed to them.
And this is the kind of thing, it's just like, as men, we love attacking women like, oh, the modern women killed dating, feminism killed dating. Like, we love attacking, but it's just like there's a bunch of men just like that man that's explaining right now, where it's just like, bro, how the hell are you with? You see, this is the thing, and I'm gonna play the video. I just want to say one last thing, right? What I love about what this guy is saying is that he's speaking from the point of view of a father. I think that's very important to understand. You see, a lot of times when you're like attacking these women, just understand there's another side to this. What happens if you have a daughter and now you have to deal with the nature of other men trying to deal with your daughter? Let's keep it a buck, fellas. Isn't there a bunch of dogs out here running dirty? And you know damn well they're trying to bag, beat, and bounce. That's all they're here for.
Yeah, but a lot of men don't think like that. They don't think of what if I have a daughter until they actually do have a daughter. You know, there's a saying that says, and I don't know if there's a saying that says, and I don't know how true this is that God gives daughters to men who were who was out there.
Yeah, like
who was out there, so they can feel it too.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Let's check this out.
That's when men become very hypocritical.
For sure.
They've been smashing all these women who are somebody else's daughter, but now when their daughter comes into the picture, oh no, she's a princess. Oh no, she's special. What happened to them other girls?
Yeah.
Weren't they somebody else's daughter?
Yeah.
Hypocrites, I'm telling you.
All right, let's check this out. I'm going to try to play it back just a bit and let him cook.
And that's why my daughter understands the importance of a decisive man. I try my best to be very decisive in front of my daughter because, ladies, you got to ask yourself, if a man has not married you or made a sound decision to let you know where y'all stand and what direction y'all going in for is heading towards marriage, you got to ask yourself, is this the type of man that you want leading you? A man that can't make decisions, blind, leading the blind? If you got to give a man an ultimatum, you got to ask yourself, you're giving an indecisive man an ultimatum to marry you, and your best years are going by while he's being indecisive. Do yourself a favor and do him a favor. Don't let your best years go by wasting it on an indecisive man with no direction. And fellas, I know you're going to be mad at me and all this other stuff, but I don't give a damn. Ask yourself, do you want that for your daughter? Do you want your daughter to give a man her best years and that man still ain't gave her any sound, solid direction? Yeah, understand what I'm talking about. And that's why my
Yeah. The dude is cooking. And I'm going to see if I can read some of the comments. Let me see. You have Slim Sunshine Nikita saying, I have 20/20 vision. That's why I can't be led by a blind man. Okay. Latrina Logan said, not just marriage, however, what he believes that marriage to become with growth and development of knowing and loving each other. Can't marry with no vision. I agree. I agree. Let me see. Wanda Estrella said, women need to understand that they can and should make decisions for themselves. Learn to depend on yourself. If there's a decent, productive, and helpful man in your life, you hit the jackpot. I don't agree with that. I think she's tripping on this one. This one right here said, it's not being indecisive. He doesn't want to marry you. Not that hard. All of a sudden, everyone is a life coach. It's just simple common sense. Use it. So that's interesting too.
No, I think
That's
it depends. It depends. It depends on the person. It depends on the purpose, because some guys are indecisive. I'll tell you why they're indecisive is because when they have women, they want to focus on finances because they want to give their, they want everything perfect in order for them to feel comfortable in order to marry this individual. But everything is not going to be perfect.
Can I push back? I want to push back. And maybe the fellas in here, maybe I would like you to answer this question, right? How long do you think it takes for you to know if you want to marry somebody?
2 years maximum. 2 years maximum.
For you, 2 years? Okay, cool.
6 months minimum.
Okay, cool. Cool. I actually agree with you. I don't think it takes long at all. 2 years,
Maximum.
Maximum? Okay, I can respect that.
6 months minimum.
If that's the case, if that's the standard, I agree. But I want to hear from the chat. Crazy Gardeners, 2 months. It's funny you say that, Crazy Gardeners.
That's good.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I met my wife, the very first time. Now, to be fair, we were chatting before we met, right? So, how long? How much you want to count that? I'll leave that up to you. But the very first day we met, she asked me what I was looking for. I said a wife. I made it known from day one, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not going to try to drag it out. And the thing is like, how long does it take? I don't think it takes that long. If you know you want to be with somebody at Little Lake Lodge, I would only go after a woman I wanted to marry. You see, and I think, that's the thing. This is why I wanted to provide a little bit of pushback, because that comment said, it's not being indecisive. He doesn't want to marry you. Not that hard. There's a part of me that actually somewhat agrees with that. Like, it's not that hard in the grand scheme of things. Like, yo, is this dude trying to be with you or not? Because it's so amazing. It's so amazing. He knows he want to get inside your pants, right? He knows that he wants to kiss all up on you, right? He knows that he wants you to cook for him, right? He knows all those things. That part he sees 20/20, but he doesn't know he wants to marry you. Come on, man. Let's stop the cap. You see,
hold on. Now this is pushback. And for the women now, why are you entertaining such a man? The first time you meet him, shouldn't you ask what are your intentions? And if he can't deliver, this is when you leave, right?
Okay.
Think about it. The first day you meet him, what are your intentions? Do you want to get married? How many children? Well, you don't have to ask how many children, but do you see yourself getting married? That's the question that need to be answered, right? Because you don't want to waste time.
Crazy Gardeners says, when I met mine too, it was fast. We both knew. Look at that. Been together 15 years. This is what I'm saying. Like, and this actually goes back to, even for those of you who believe in the Bible, right? It even goes back to how Isaac and Rebekah met. Eliezer was sent by Abraham to go find a wife for his son, right? Guys, Isaac didn't even see his wife. and these are the patriarchs. These are people written in the book. This is what I'm saying. Like, our understanding of what the connection is, like you said before, James, we have it all twisted. This is a person, and arranged marriages, they do work, contrary to the way they try to present it in terms of like, oh, well, it's oppressive and this and that. Nah, man, they don't. The countries that practice that, they don't have these high divorce rates like we do over here in the West. They just don't. You have Mario saying within the year and following year have a beautiful son. Hey, blessings to you, my brother. Blessings to you.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
And I've seen his son, beautiful child, beautiful. Bless you, my brother. But this is what I mean. It's just like there's gotta come a point in time where we hold both men and women accountable. These men, these indecisive men, or sometimes, matter of fact, I want to play this one video for y'all, so maybe y'all can understand where I'm coming from.
It's the culture. Don't you think it's the culture that lends its way to this?
Well, let's check this out. This is a video I did a while back, and I want to show y'all something.
It's simple. He don't like you. He don't call you. He don't like you. He don't keep his word. He don't like you.
My fault. I don't know.
It's simple. He don't like you. He don't call you. He don't like you. He don't keep his word. He don't like you. He's inconsistent. He has someone else. He only calls you when he wants something. He's using you. He starts random arguments. He's cheating on you. He's not investing in you. You're not worth the investment. Never met his family. You're not the one. Been with your guy 5+ years. No ring, no marriage. He's still searching. You're a placeholder. Men are not complicated. They're very easy to know. Men don't talk with their words. They talk with their actions.
Right? And I did this video a while back, but like whoever the woman was speaking to, I'm assuming her daughter or maybe the niece or whatever, it's like she's dropping game. Look, men are not that hard, y'all. And this is what I'm saying. I think it's incumbent upon us as men, if we want the nonsense to stop on both sides, we gotta start exposing the wickedness on both sides. Like the elder men need to start teaching both the younger generation. Yeah, this is how men operate, so that we could cut the BS. Because again, it's a vicious cycle. We have a bunch of dudes that's wasting these girls' time, raising their body count, all in the name of being indecisive. But again, I give some pushback. No, that man doesn't want you. He does not want you. And stop being like that girl said in that video, a placeholder for a guy like that. Like what the hell you doing wasting all your formidable years? We have crazy gardeners saying that it took 2 months. two months, that's all you need. Come on, man. Mario saying within the year. You said, I think yourself, 6 months. It don't take all that. If a girl is with somebody, that's what I'm saying. Like, for you to not know where you're going, right? Then where is he going? The Bermuda Triangle? He got lost somehow? Don't we know what the Bermuda Triangle is? Like, you ain't coming back from that. Everybody gets lost.
Hey. Maybe he's with her and the poom poom is good, but her character sucks, and now he's indecisive. You know? He's just like, you know what? He do got this box, but oh man.
You see, again, now when you start, and that is usually what takes place, right? But at that point in time, now you got to ask yourself, like, if you had a daughter and she was in that situation, such a man that's doing that, he don't love her. He loves the box. He loves the box. And also too,
but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Women need to protect themselves.
Right.
You gotta. Look, I think women should push back at men. What do you want from this relationship? What do you see yourself as? Where do you see yourself in? How long does it take for you to find somebody to get married? Men shouldn't shy away from these questions. They should be able to answer directly. Right? Because now the woman protects herself so that way it won't be drawn out in this long, fantastic voyage to nowhere, and she wasted her youth.
Yep.
And another, so women could protect themselves on that aspect, right? But now, when the man makes the decision and marries you, this is now where the woman, you stay loyal and committed. Because yesterday we made a video about you wanted marriage 8 years, and now all of a sudden it crumbles.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
That's also indecisiveness,
right? But again, today we're gonna keep it on the men.
Indecisive
So,
men. Yes, I
yeah.
feel you. I feel you.
Danny said it also falls on the parents to teach their daughters what to look for, etc. Exactly. Oftentimes, social media and friends are the teachers. That's a straight up fact. That's a straight up fact. Let me see if I can share my.
Yes, this is another question I want to ask. Do you think our culture causes this indecisive men? Because think about it. Why are we got to ask ourselves? Why are men not asking women to get married? What's
Why?
happening? Because men are getting marriage treatment in basic relationships. If I'm getting sex, if I'm getting food, if I have a child without getting married, then what's the whole point of me getting married in the first place? Think about that.
No facts.
So how do we remedy this situation? This is why women were chased, right? That's also a protective barrier.
No,
Why are you giving him all these benefits and he didn't even speak to your parents?
You see, and this is what the Bible was saying, where it said that they right, they took away silly women laden with sins, right? They took captive silly women. You see, a lot of times women, right? Again, we are getting on the men, but you got to understand there is a part of you that's extremely silly. You somewhere deep down inside. Again, this is one thing we got to also understand about temptation. They said it's by your own lust you were enticed. That means there's something in you that even though you probably saw the red flags, you didn't do what that woman did and pop the balloon, where she popped like, "Hey, bro, you don't know what you want." Like you saw the red flags. The guy what popped on her twice.
Like one because of connection, the second one because of cats.
So, but a lot of guys do that to you all the time. You ask them, "Do you want to get married?" Or I don't really know. That's a red flag.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, girls, y'all gotta learn. Like men, we vet. Women, y'all should have learned from your fathers how to vet. And if you don't know how to vet, that's more of a reason. Bring them to the father. Fathers, they could smell BS from a mile away.
Women who don't have fathers. I'm your daddy.
Ah, man.
I'm your
but this guy's a clown, bro. No, but it's interesting though. That's an interesting point, right? If you don't have a father, that is a reality.
Yeah, take advice from me. I think I'm sensible. You could take advice from multiple men. That's sensible. That's reasonable.
Right. Take advice from a brother, an uncle, someone that has your best interest in mind, right?
But I'm daddy number one, though. I'm daddy number one.
Oh, man. Let me see if I can show y'all something real quick. Because there's some other videos you want to address, too. Check this out.
Girls hate when guys do this. It's being indecisive. Whether it's being indecisive about what you want in a relationship or where to go on a date, women love decisiveness because it shows confidence and leadership, something all women find attractive. Girls,
right? Simple. Check this out.
Listen up, fellas. As a man, you don't want to be indecisive. It turns women off. All right. If you invite a woman out on a date or whatever, don't ask her where she want to go or where would you like to go or what do you want to eat. None of that shit. All right. A woman want to come into your world. You need to bring that woman into your world. You need to plan this shit out. You need to make reservations. Don't ask her. You're inviting her out. She want to tag along. The only thing she need to worry about is showing up, looking sexy, and having a good time. Plan the shit, bro. Don't ask her where she want to go. It dries a woman up, especially a grown-ass woman. I'm 30 years old. What the fuck I look like asking a woman that's 30? Because I like dating women that's like 2 years younger than me, 3 years, and 5 or 6 years older than me. So what the hell I look like asking a 35-year-old woman, yeah, we should go out Saturday. Where would you like to go? Like a little fucking boy. I'm a grown-ass man. I know exactly where I want to go. Right? And if I don't know in that moment, when we talking, give me a day. I'll think about it. Let me think on it. And then I'm going to hit her back. Hey, meet me at such and such at 8 p.m. You feel what I'm saying? So don't be indecisive. It turns women off. Always remember, you are the leader. You're supposed to lead. Women want a man that leads. So lead, motherfucker. Free game. Listen.
You know,
You're right. You're right.
Little Lake Law said, I can't stand indecisive men as well. Hard to get anything done with them. You see, and I think that Little Lake Lodge, I think you actually proved the point why fathers are so important, right? Because if the fathers, they're gonna start vetting this dude, they're probably gonna ask him the hard questions, and they're gonna pick up on that indecisiveness. You're gonna be like, really? One of the main things too, what do you do for work? And that's not to say that just because the guy has a job that he's husband material, right? But you deal with somebody like, hey, what do you do for work? Oh, I don't really know what I want to do. That's already a red flag. Like the father's gonna look at that and be like, bro, you don't even know where you want to go career-wise. Man, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, there is a reality to life too. There's bills, there's all this stuff. Like you can't, in the name of love, you're not gonna give your daughter to a man in the name of love. Like, where is the realistic aspects? Like, okay, because you gotta understand, as a father, you under my house and I'm providing all your needs. Now I'm gonna send you off to a person that can't meet all your needs. You had warmth, you had the light, you had a roof over your head, you had food on the table, but I'm gonna send you to a person that can't deliver the basic stuff. No. So a lot of times you will hear men, they'll attack they'll attack women and call them gold diggers. No, it's not being a gold digger. Nigga, can you provide basic essential needs?
That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that. This is why, remember we had that conversation a couple of videos ago? This is why the parents are so vital in actually vetting the man for the woman and vice versa. Because the daughter could be making the biggest mistake in her life because the father didn't vet the man. You're absolutely right. You gotta pay rent. You gotta provide for my daughter. You gotta do all of these things. You gotta make sure that she can survive. Do you even have those skills?
That's it.
Do you have those skills? What is your job? What is your profession? Right? What is your intentions? If you're just here to smash, no. What do you want marriage? Do you want children? How many children do you want? Ask those questions, and the man has to be able to answer. Because if I ask you a basic question, what do you like to do? You should be able to tell me.
Yeah.
There's no if, ands, buts,
Let's go back to that pop the balloon. Like, I got 2 cats. The nigga popped the balloon. But then now fast forward, he's like, there's medication for that. Well, no shit. You just now figured that out? You know what I'm saying? And then I could even go further, right? If he was a real leader, look, there could have been a time where that conversation was had, like, yo, I don't want the cats in the house.
True.
I don't want the cats in the house. Now, I know it may say some of y'all, for the mature people in the audience, how many things that you probably had to give up for your partner?
Many things.
Please, am I talking crazy here? Because again, I think the world needs to understand what real marriage looks like. How many people, when you met your husband or your wife, you had to literally just give this stuff up because it wasn't worth cutting the individual? Like a cat, you're gonna place a cat over a potential soulmate? Then you're a fool. You're a fool.
Like the thing he popped the girl for, right?
Wait, hold on. Lil Lake Law said no damn cats in the house, period. That's what I'm saying. If you really want this cat, I'm saying cat, no pun intended, but if you really want this man, if the guy came up to you in the future and said, I don't want the damn cats in the house, period.
Yes, but we gotta analyze why he popped. And those things he popped was trivial. they were not even red flags.
That's my point.
You popped because of lack of connection, and you popped again because of two cats. Really? Really?
The dude, that's what I'm saying. The dude he's a child. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. The dude's a child. And if I was first of all, whoever raised that woman actually did a good job because she was able to see the red flags for herself. She didn't have to even speak to her father, right? But this is the kind of stuff where a parent could smell that a mile away, like, nigga, what? A connection. You could build that over time. A cat, get the cat out the house. This is what I'm saying. Like, people, Crazy Gardener said, yup, you give up a bunch of stuff throughout the course of marriage. You know what's so crazy? And mind you, I want to say this, and I want to say it with a grain of salt because my wife never said give this up, but it's something I did naturally. I used to play video games just naturally in the process of getting married, and then especially when my son came in the picture, I just don't have the time for it. So you even going to give that up? There's many things throughout the course of your relationship that you may have done in times past, and it's like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to play video games all day and not attend to my child, not attend to my wife. People give up things all the time. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is the problem with this generation. But going back to the man's video, right? He said something towards the end.
You're a leader.
I say y'all want to be leaders. Like you get so pissed off when a woman doesn't follow your instruction. Then why are you constantly, again, let's hear what I'm saying with a grain of salt, right? And in context. We're not talking about every single thing, right? So there are times where you might want to speak to your wife and they maybe come to the decision together. But are you going to go to your woman for every single thing? You got to understand what that's going to do to the psychology of that woman. She's going to look at you like, yo, dude, are you the leader? Yes or no? There's sometimes, again, you see, if you really want to be a leader, there are times you're going to have to make executive decisions. And that's okay. Don't be so indecisive, especially when it comes to where you want to go on a date, you know, what direction you want to head in the future. Like, you're going to have to make executive decisions, man. And that might be uncomfortable. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You see, that's called, you see, let me put it this way. Again, yeah, you leading your woman, but there's going to come a time when children come into the mix, you know, y'all willing. And what are you going to do? You're going to concede to what your child has to say too? Look, man, you got to make a choice and decision. There's many things that your woman might say, you know, oh, you know, I want to go left. And you might have to say, no, we're going right. It's that simple.
And you know what's so interesting too? Notice the guy who popped the balloon, right?
This guy Mario said, "Chill, happy wife, happy life, man."
No. Happy spouse, happy house. It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy life. I mean, happy house. So that means you got to make the spouses happy. It's not just a one-way street. Women got to make you happy too, my guy. So I was going back to the guy who popped the balloon, right? Notice he said, I blocked my blessing. He's tight. He's tight. God is literally, so no, I'm guessing he's a Christian man. God threw him something. Alley-oop, my boy. This is your time. Alley-oop. And then he fumbled. He lost the pass. He didn't even get to jump and dunk. He didn't even get the chance to do that. He fumbled. He said, I lost my blessing. He blocked his blessing.
And think about it. Because going back to what you just said, right, James? He blocked his blessing. There was two other girls that came after that one that he popped on that looked good. And I love that. And you know, it's humor. But notice what he said. Like the person that added the edits, he was just like, eternity later. So what mistakes do we make as men that's going to cost us for life because of indecisiveness?
Yeah.
I want you to understand that, y'all. because of indecisiveness. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share some spiritual nuggets here. Right? If you guys ever read from the book of Joshua, there was an account with Abraham's brother Haran, I believe, and Haran was pretty much in the valley of indecision, right? Because here you had Abraham was contending with Nimrod. I don't know if you guys know that account. And long story short, Nimrod was just like trying to kill Abraham ever since he was a child, right? And Abraham ended up breaking all of his father's idols, right? So anyway, fast forward, Abraham comes on the scene and he's contending with Nimrod now that he's a grown adult, right? And Haran is looking like, yo, whoever side wins, I'm going to side with that individual, right? So he wanted to stay neutral. He wanted to stay indecisive. And the Most High killed Haran because he did not make a decision. I could go even to quote unquote New Testament, right? They said, I would rather you hot or cold, but because you're lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out. You guys got to learn you can't be indecisive. It's a disgusting trait. You have Little League Law saying, I only ask my wife's opinion when I need it for something. We run a homestead in West Virginia. She is the gardener. I ask her opinions on gardening all the time. You see, that's it. You know what I'm saying? My wife, she cooks better than me. I ask her opinion when it comes to cooking. And some people might say, oh, that's so, what is it, misogynistic. Man, stop. All right? If you have your house, you run your house the way you want to run it. In my house, I'm going to concede when it comes to cooking, but when it comes to all the other stuff, right, within reason, that's me, because I chose to be a leader. That's it. You get what I'm saying? And we're not going to be indecisive in the way that we choose to run the home. This dude, you know, I want to play one last video. Let me see if I can share it with y'all.
Worst thing you could ever do is play with the woman who knows that she's ready for real love when you know you're not. You being in a confused state of mind doesn't give you the okay to move in on this woman knowing that she's certain in herself. You see, the Bible once said that a man that is indecisive is a man that is unstable in all of his ways. It's dangerous on your part. What you fail to realize is that I know what I got to offer and what I got to bring to the table, so I've never had a problem with eating alone. I'm able to give you something that money cannot buy. Honesty, loyalty, love, trust, tranquility. Spiritually, I can dedicate and I can pour into you. And with my heart, I am forever indebted into whatever we have built and bonded together. So for you to play on me when you know my intentions are pure, don't work. I don't run game. I am the game. Worst thing.
You know, everything she said was on point, because she's right. A double-minded person is unstable in all his ways. She's absolutely right. And what I like too is that she said she knows what she brings to the table. She said, I can give you things that money can't buy. And she started listing virtues, which is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at her response at all. I think she gave a good response. The only part I didn't like, I don't run game. I am the game. That's the only part that I didn't like. But other than that, we got to give her props. She did come correctly. She did come correctly, because most girls would have said, I am the table. She said, I'll give you loyalty. What else she said? Respect, or whatever the case may be. She listed the virtues, which is a good thing that most men like to hear. So she gets a A-. She would have gotten that A+. You know, talking about all that nonsense about I'm the game. She ain't Triple H. She's not...
Time to play the game. Yo, Danny said the same thing. The last one, LOL. Yeah, outside of the last one, she was on point. And
she was on point.
There's certain things that money simply can't buy. Which, first of all, You know, a man that's seeking a wife for money, I think that's bizarre anyway. But I think the reason why I wanted to play that is because she started off by saying that if a woman knows where she wants to go, don't play with them. And this goes back to the women, right? Women, you need to articulate what you actually want. Because again, I'm not going to dwell on this too much because this is mostly for the fellas, but you yourself need to not be indecisive. If come into that scenario with you and this guy, and you need to express yourself what you actually desire. Because again, if you don't express that you actually want to be a wife, then you will never hear from that man if he actually will take you as a wife. Because he could waste all of your youth, all of your time, just smashing and no commitment. And as James was saying earlier, is this like you're already giving him wife treatment. But so why would you do that to yourself? You're already
good.
No, you're already giving him wife treatment, but you don't have the label as a wife. It doesn't make no damn sense.
This is why we have to be honest. We have to be honest in this. There's cause and effect, right? The men are not committing because they don't need to commit if women are doing everything without the title. That's the thing. If I'm a doctor, that's my title, then I should perform as a doctor. If I'm a husband, I perform as a husband. But you didn't get the title as a wife, and you're performing as a wife. That's a big problem.
No,
you know, women have this problem with being chaste, with being, withholding, being pure, but they misunderstand. When you're pure, the man is also pure too, because he can't have sex if you're not giving it up. You see that? Men have access to power. Women have access to sex. We keep saying this over and over again. I can't force my way into you without your permission because it's your body. So if you keep it closed, then I can't do anything. As men, we can't do anything. This is why we have order. This is why sex was the union. It was the unification process where two becomes one.
Yeah. Danny said, what are your guys' thoughts on being spiritually poured in by a woman? I'd like to hear your takes on that. I did catch that too. And I'm glad you brought that up because that is something she said in the video as well. The woman that was speaking, she said, I could pour into you spiritually.
Yes.
If her understanding of being poured into is that she's praying behind the scenes for her husband, then I don't have no issue with her. The thing is, I don't know her understanding of pouring into her husband. Now, I know that from a biblical standpoint, it states that the man needs to wash the woman by the word, right? So we're supposed to be pouring into our women spiritually, all right? Because generally speaking, men, and that's another thing too, and again, for those who are spiritual out there, the men should be more well-versed in general. But we know there's circumstances where, maybe the woman is more well-versed. It doesn't tell the woman that she's supposed to be, instructing the man or anything of that sort. It doesn't say that. That's why they said you might be able to, through your chaste conversation, convict the man, but for you to be berating him with your words and trying to really teach him, how he should be a leader and teach him how he should be leading the family spiritually and all this other stuff, nah, that's out of order. So yeah, go ahead, bro. What's your take?
I think that I don't find any issue and problems with that because again, if sometimes women give good advice to men, we have Abigail in the Bible who gave good advice to David, right? We have also versus where I think Apostle Paul instructed the women like, yo, you know, through your actions, you can save your husband who is a non-believer. So, and you got to understand too, these women are being raised in Christian homes. They're raised in Islamic homes. They're raised in Jewish homes. They're raised in Hebrew homes. They're already raised in a custom already. So of course they can spiritually pour in to the man. Think about it. If you think that the husband's knowledge is not equivalent to her father's knowledge, you're mistaken. It should be equally the same, equal foundation. So whatever the father and mother is passing on to the daughter, she can easily pour into the man, and the man should be able to pour into her. It's supposed to be reciprocal in nature. So I have no problems with what she said.
I disagree. But let's see what the chat says. I'm gonna start off by Crazy Gardener saying, if that's happening, that man probably ain't ready for that woman. I agree. I agree to an extent. I don't mind. I'm gonna read Little Lake Loud because I think he's in the same vein as me. He said the only spiritual point I want from my wife is her petitioning to the Father to strengthen my relationship with him, so I can lead my family well. I agree. The thing is, as husbands, men should be basically by default seeking wisdom and understanding to pour. And I don't think many of us are getting that point stressed enough.
Hold on. What's wisdom in Proverbs 8?
Wisdom in Proverbs 8 is a woman.
Oh, so women can pour into men too.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. And I don't want to dwell on it too long, but I just don't agree. I think the idea of pouring in terms of like that's now she's assuming the role and the responsibility to actually instruct a man. I think that's out of order.
Pouring in is the same as instruct.
Hold on. Because you're actually saying something that I said earlier on. I don't think there's anything wrong with you getting advice from your wife if on certain issues. I don't think there's anything, but you're still gonna have to make the executive decision. Abigail simply entreated David, hey, please don't kill this person, I think unjustly. Don't spill innocent blood is what she said, whatever the case may be. She didn't, she's not forcing him. It was still incumbent upon David to be like, okay, you know what? Thank you for sharing that with me, right? That's cool. But to assume a continual role and responsibility of instructing, no. What she needs to do is, as you even said, with your own words, Apostle Paul, what's it called? You could gain him through your chase conversation.
So pouring in, I think is, first off, you can't pour nothing if you don't have nothing.
Correct.
So she has to have some level of intellect, some sort of wisdom, some sort of skills, some sort of virtues in order to pour something on the man. And she listed her qualifications, right? She said she has loyalty, respect. If you run the video back, she actually listed what she will bring to the table. And I have no problems with her pouring that stuff.
Okay, cool. But that's what I'm saying. So I said it depends on what you consider pouring. That's all I'm saying. Because again, from a biblical standpoint, if we understand it important to be the knowledge of the word and spiritual issues, then I think that there's an imbalance, and there's a reason why Deborah was just like, yo, you man should be the one leading. And he said, and she made it extra clear that because he didn't, he's like, now the glory is gonna go onto a woman in Jael, because she was the one that killed that heathen king. But Angelica says, I think we can support one another as long as the woman doesn't attempt to dominate the relationship. That
makes sense. Yes, but hold on. She's not subverting leadership. I've never said that. Pouring in is not the problem. You're talking about leadership. That's two different things.
I'm not talking about leadership. What I'm saying is that if she assumes the position, then that's when it's out of order. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she cannot add value knowledge wise or help out, What is it? Lil Lick Live says, when I am complaining, my wife reminds me of the good things Yah has given us. When I am in despair, my wife will remind me of Yah's love. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It depends on your view of pouring in. Maybe this is like a gentle nudge, like, hey, Yah is good. Yah is good. Yah helped us out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? And that might teach you to be content, right? Is that pouring in? I mean, it depends on your understanding of the word pouring in. I think what I'm saying is that it's all in your understanding of the word pouring. If you assume a position of leadership, or as Angelica said, dominate the relationship, then or here's the better thing, right? If you end up becoming the priest of your home, and I'm saying this for a reason, I'm putting so much emphasis on this because I know there are a lot of women, especially in the Christian church that you were mentioning, especially in Christian churches, where these women, they literally think they are equal to the man because they have so much knowledge in the word. And that's still out of order. A woman that has all this knowledge, maybe she might have more knowledge than the man, is not up for you to somehow subvert his leadership or his dominion in this house. No, you have to win them through your chase conversation. You coupled with fear, right? Because there's a way that you could act as a woman that will put so much fear in that man to be like, man, yo, why is she so submissive? Why is she so gentle and meek? And that might actually drive him closer to the Most High and try to learn the word for himself until he actually can assume that position in righteousness.
So I think this is where the divide or the misunderstanding happened. Because in nowhere when the comment that went up, pouring in, I equated that to usurping, instructing, or taking the leadership role. I didn't equate that with each other. So this is why, to me, when she said, "What do you feel about your wife pouring in?" I'm like, that's beautiful. I want her to pour in. Whatever I have, she has, we multiply together. So to me, this is why I guess you said whatever the definition of pouring in means, that's fine. I guess you think there's a different definition of pouring in or a different understanding. This is probably where the divide happened just now.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's cool. But I think going back to the bigger point, right, which is that, man, ultimately you have to be decisive. You can't be indecisive. You cannot. If you are indecisive, it is going to be a turnoff. It truly is, because the thing is, you're not operating as a leader. You're not. And you are, look, I'm going to just keep it a buck. For those of you who have children, how many times have your children say, oh, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to do this. And then you give it to them, and then they tearing up that food. It shows you that they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. And this is the kind of stuff, truth be told, I would venture to say the same thing even about women. A lot of women know that about themselves. A lot of times in certain areas, right? Sometimes they know, like, yo, don't ask me where I want to go or whatever the case may be. They just looking for a new experience. They're just looking for a new experience. So by you saying, oh, where do you want to go? Don't ask for that. You see, because here's the thing that you got to understand. They already lived that experience. So that's going to be considered boring for them. They asking you to set up the date because you might present to them a new experience. And that is a teaching moment. That's a teachable moment. You actually operated as a leader even in that. Because here's the thing, right? I'm going to choose something very trivial. Maybe they never went to, I don't know, the Barnes and Noble. To them, maybe from the outside looking in, they're like, why in the world am I going to Barnes and Noble to read books? Like, what's in there? And then you probably take her to Barnes and Noble, and y'all share a crazy moment with one another, and now she's looking at Barnes and Noble in a totally different light. That's the whole point. You see, again, even with us, right? There's a concept called novelty. I don't know if you guys know that term, right? Novelty. It's the concept of newness. And the concept of newness is what actually triggers the dopamine in us. right? Because it's new. So this is what they are searching. If you guys didn't understand from a psychological standpoint, women love novelty. And this is the reason why it is important to actually switch things up from time to time so that you're not in a constant rut. It's not mundane. It's not, just so boring, right? Sometimes you need to do certain things so that, you know what, we've been going here all this time. Let's switch it up. Create new experiences. That's going to actually help out the relationship. But again, if you're always the one, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? I'm telling you right now, it's going to dry up those walls as fast as you can blink. And I'm just keeping a buck. I know, again, none of us are here children. It's going to drive those walls so fast. There's I think there was a person.
What you mean drive them walls? All she got to do is drink okra water. What you mean? She got to eat fruits and vegetables. What you mean?
To read some of the comments, if you guys can actually see some of the comments, right? They said, I know what I've got to offer and what I bring to the table, so I've never been afraid of eating alone. I don't, hey. And then this got 82 likes. This is actually kind of scary because I think she's speaking from a very feminist standpoint. Honestly, I just blocked a man who claimed to want.
I don't think so. I don't think so. She's right to say that. If we just had a whole video of how women should avoid these indecisive men. It's better to eat alone than to be with an indecisive man. That's dangerous. Nah, I think that comment needs 1,000 more.
I think what you're saying is true in certain contexts.
And plus, if I was her father, and those men trying to date my daughter and being indecisive, nah, you could eat alone. You can eat alone until you find that right guy.
Again, you see, this is why it's good to have collaborations, right? Because it's all in the how, right? It's how you read it. When you explain it that way, if that's your understanding, I don't mind, bro. There's another one that says, honestly, I just blocked a man who claimed to want me so bad just to change his mind and make me feel like a burden. LOL, bye. Man, you see, that's big.
Deuces.
That's big. Yeah. I'm a part in the land of playing on some of these last quotes right here, comments. Angelica says, I think that if a wife has more knowledge than her husband, she should show it through her actions rather than just telling him. I agree. Unless he specifically acts. Sometimes actions speak louder than words. Additionally, the couple should understand how to communicate with each other to maintain peace. Angelica, this is 100% straight on. Danny's saying absolutely. Angelica said 100. Angelica, that's some sound wisdom. Again, there is a way a woman can actually teach their man without having to vocalize everything and pretty much taking away his authority. And I can add this caveat too, especially if it's in a group setting, right? Where we have to operate with a lot more wisdom. We really do.
That's good. That's really good advice. Hopefully, the man is not a tyrant and an idiot.
And then we have an Abigail and Nabal situation, right?
Yeah.
Danny says at James on that wisdom bit. Wisdom is personified because of the union that we as men should have with it. By the way, just like we should flee the seductress, we have to embrace wisdom. Yeah.
Facts.
Yep. But you guys, we definitely love all the commentary. We would love to hear from you. Let me see if I could put it here. As always, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Do all that YouTube stuff. I did also add a link. Some of you may already have already done this, but please, me and James, and you saw our little brother for the first time yesterday. If you guys saw that, Michael, We have a dedicated Eugene Brothers YouTube page. If you click on the link, please subscribe to that. We're trying to get to at least 50 so that we can start live streaming, and then slowly I will phase out from this channel and go to the Eugene Brothers, because that channel will be a lot more curated and niche down so that it could grow a lot faster. Give me 4-4, bro. Hey, you gotta explain that one to me, my brother. I might be out of touch with
Oh,
this one.
he want the upgrade from 304.
Oh, okay. The
He
upgrade
want the upgrade. He want to upgrade.
It's a dead link, really. My apologies for that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, you guys. That's crazy, Eugene. That's a dead link. My apologies for that, y'all. I'm gonna send another one on the link right now.
Oh, it's like a 404 error.
404 is not okay.
Error.
It's an
Oh,
error.
snap. I thought he wanted like the upgrade.
All right, we set another one. I just set another one. Please check that one to see if it works. All right, 404 not found. Oh man, that's crazy.
I got it. It was like an error.
Yeah, an error message. You're
right.
I was like, you know, you guys, please click on that link.
I thought he wanted. I thought he wanted that super thought.
Hey man, nah, ain't no thoughts. We don't want no thoughts over here, man. We want wives, right? That's what the men do. We want wives here, and the women, y'all want actual husbands.
Yeah,
real shepherds, not boys that's indecisive.
Yeah,
like,
man, you don't want 304s. You don't want them.
No thoughts, bro. No 304. Shalom and blessing, brothers, for your information. Kudos to the hubby that poisoned. Hey, that's it. That's it. And we need that. We need that. Shout out to the husbands that actually are doing their job, pouring into their women.
Yeah. So one thing that I want to say before we leave, I think it's important for men to, since we're talking about wisdom, I think if men acquire knowledge and men acquire wisdom, it would be a lot easier for you to be decisive and more concrete. Because once you have wisdom, because remember, truth gives you facts, knowledge, and information. Wisdom takes what truth has and directs it. So wisdom is the understanding and the application of knowledge and truth. Once you have the wisdom, it's a lot easier for you to direct your movement so you know what you want. That's one. Two, keep the commandments of God. Keep it. Because without it, you will not have wisdom, and you fall astray. You'll definitely fall astray. Because again, remember, if the creator is truth itself, he already laid out the map for you. He already laid out the map for you. So if you can understand the commandments, it's easier for you to make a decisive decision. Right? So that's my last words before we leave.
That's spot on. I'm gonna land off with this last comment. Man plans his way, but Yahweh establishes his footsteps. So no indecisiveness. Yep, couldn't say any better. Love y'all, brothers and sisters. Once again, thank y'all because y'all make this live what it is. With that being said, Nick, James, over and out. Jesus is King, y'all.
Subscribe.